Welcome to Tarot and the New Moons. Hi everyone, my name is Ingrid, and in this video I'm offering new moon or full moon tarot readings, and they're all based on your astrological moon signs. Enjoy! Hi everyone, welcome back. Whoa, well, leading up to this new moon in Aquarius has been quite interesting for me. It's actually been quite an emotional couple of days. I had to go to a funeral, and I was getting panic attacks, like really bad. And I reached out to my friends, of course, who were all very kind and sweet, and just telling me everything's going to be okay. And one of my friends suggested that I get some of those relaxing gummy bears. And if you can believe it or not, I went to a couple of places at a schwanky neighborhood, and they looked shady, and I didn't feel comfortable getting them there. Then I was like, oh, I'll go afterwards to a spa area that I know, and I'm sure they have some of those gummy bears, and they had closed down. So I came home and I was still a little shaky. I had to get up early the next day and go to this funeral, and I was really just having a difficult time. And one of my friends said, just be with the emotion. And so that's what I started to do. And by the morning, I did feel better and I was able to go. And then right after, I had another breakdown. I had a complete panic attack, and it was really difficult to regulate the emotions when you're going through it. And I realized that my nervous system was completely triggered. And Aquarius controls the nervous system. And so I was really sitting with this information about how my body was reacting, which was going into freeze mode, and going into complete just crying fits, and I couldn't breathe, and it was a genuine attack, like panic. And I think this is why I am so drawn to the moon as of late, is because the more I'm feeling into the moon as I am experimenting with feelings and the cycles of the moon, I feel like I'm really tapping in to that emotional frequency. And one of the things that I gained, or one of the knowledge that I was able to receive, is how important the body is. How important the body is, because the higher intelligence, and now we're going into the Aquarius talk, the higher intelligence is actually in our body. It's not in our mind. It's not intellectual at all. It's actually in our body. And it dawned on me how, number one, how little we know about the body, but number two, how the body has been something that has been broken down or breaking down, either because we're not eating well or the food is filled with horrible things, our environment is toxic, therefore our body reflects that, etc. And what I found fascinating is that if we don't start paying attention to the body, this Aquarian age is not going to get off the ground. And there is, and I think I mentioned this before, there is a really strong connection with the body and the future. And we can either live in the space of artificial intelligence, or we can start tapping into the intelligence within our own body system. For me, I have a north node in Aquarius, so this is where my trajectory is, but it's also where my fear point is. And so I have to be very cognizant and very comfortable with this new path, which is exactly why I'm doing this. to try to get more comfortable being somewhat heard with information that I'm tapping into. And so I wanted to start off with giving you guys an example of what's going on with me, and how, I'm not a perfect being. I do have emotions that I still need to work through, especially the grief that I have still over the loss of my mom. So I just wanted to share that, as I said before, it's the higher intelligence is going to help us regulate our emotions, but that higher intelligence is contained in our body, whether it's good emotions or bad emotions. All of it is important because it helps us understand and shift our current circumstances. And so when we react from a place where we're acknowledging what's happening to our body, in my case, my nervous system, and I've got other things going on too, but that was definitely my nervous system being triggered. Like I said, the intellect, my mind doesn't have anything to do with my emotional body. I'm still resonating emotions through my body's system. And I really do believe, because I've experienced, that emotions is what helps us sort of excavate or even remove stagnant energies that's in our emotional body system. And for me, it's the energy of grieving it felt stuck in there, and I'm still haven't fully expressed it all. So when we look at our emotions, with the prompts that I've given you for this new moon in Aquarius, it's not just for us to bypass our emotions, but it's really to be sitting in the space of maturity with our emotions. And maturity is not ignoring the emotions. And maturity is not ignoring the negative emotions or ignoring the emotion of wanting to cry. That's juvenile. Maturity with our emotions is being able to fully express it. We often look at children because they're wise, and also they're not inhibited. And they're definitely not inhibited with their emotions. And so we want to have that level of expression in a mature way, which means it's okay to cry. It's okay to not feel well some days. It's okay to grieve. These challenging emotions are not necessarily negative. They're just emotions. And they're really an opportunity for us to all recode ourselves in a way that's lasting, one that's beyond this three-dimensional field. We all love to say, I can manifest with, but manifesting again is with our emotions. Our intentionality and what can come out of that is with the force of emotions. But we can't just, like I said, bypass the negative ones or bypass the challenging ones, because the opportunities are actually in those spaces for us to really sit with what's happening with and through our bodies. So one of the things that I just experienced was that when we're happy and we're joyful, the body is in perfect state, so we're not necessarily feeling something through our bodies. But when we have challenges and when we are in a negative flow emotionally, something in our body triggers, and that's because emotional intelligence resides in our bodies. Aquarius is a sign that is all about knowledge, but it's revolutionary knowledge. It's evolutionary knowledge. And through that orientation, through that lens, is where we can really start to focus on being forward thinkers in a way. Moon and Aquarius people actually don't even like feeling anything. And this is not to be like offensive. This is just part of your matrix and who you are, because you may express emotions that other people deem to be cold or matter of fact. And that's because you tend to be a little bit more detached or maybe a little bit more frigid with expressing your emotions. And in a sense, your way of expressing emotions are evolutionary, because you're taking it from the one-to-one perspective and really applying it to a global imprint. So one of the things that I've noticed is with Moon and Aquarius individuals is that although they can't express on an individual level, often people misunderstand the Aquarius moon and assume that they can't have empathy or sympathy at a global level. And that's actually the big dichotomy of the Aquarian moon, is you actually feel very deeply for what's happening in the world. You actually feel that transformations must occur. You actually empathize, but at this global level. And that's something that all of us have to catch up to, because we can get stuck at a one-to-one level, like I have been in the past couple of days with my emotional outbreaks and my emotional breakdown. And it's not necessarily being in a space of selfishness. It's just being in a space of, this is my world. This is where I am right now. And so coming out of that and being in full-blown emotional connection on a global scale was actually what was helping me to just remember everyone else out there. So I think that's evolutionary in terms of emotional rewiring, or an emotional reset, that I think the moon in Aquarius can help us acquire, learn from, and grow into. It's a future orientation of connecting our actual intelligence in the body with our emotional power. So I'm definitely looking forward to what this new moon in Aquarius has for us, because it already feels, for me anyway, quite evolutionary in terms of my emotional connection with this particular moon. And so I hope that you get to enjoy it and be in it and be in the fun of it. All right, let's get started with our video.
Recording in progress.
Hi, everyone. So here's the video. I've got a couple of surprises for you. But before we get there, I wanted to talk a little bit about who the tarot players are for this new moon in Aquarius. So these are our players: the Fool and the Star Tarot. So when we see the Fool, and I'll just put this down, and the reason why these are the players is because they're both ruled by Uranus, the planet that also rules Aquarius, the Aquarius sign. So let's talk a little bit about the Fool card. So when we see the Fool, we are thinking about innocence, freedom, idealism, youthfulness, risk-taking, new beginnings, etc. Remember what I said before, that when we are dealing with tarot, we don't necessarily read them individually. It is to be read as a set, or at least understood as a set. And this is the beginning. This is humanity. So when we are traversing the different archetypes in tarot, we walk as the Fool walks into the unknown, learning lessons from all of the cards. And it is the Fool is an adventurous card, right? Humanity is on an adventure. One of the things that I teach when I teach one-to-one, I don't necessarily do this if I'm doing a group setting, but I do get a little bit more into the esoteric. And one of the things that I want you to notice is the rose. Do you see it? It's a white rose that the Fool is holding. And there's a white dog and white sun and white moon. Whenever we see the moon, it can be a signal of a challenge. But this is loyalty. This is divine essence coming down. And the Fool or tarot is often referred to as the path of the rose or the rose path. And that reminds me, today, I am recording this on the evening of, it's Friday here in New York City. And it's one of my teacher's birthday. Sandy, happy birthday. If you are watching this, I would actually, I'm going to put a link to Sandy's website and her YouTube channel. Please follow her. She is my beloved teacher. I love her so much. I've been working with her since 2020. And today's her birthday. So I just, I was reminded of her because of this rose. So anyway, the tarot is considered the path of the rose path. The I don't know if I explained this to the Embodied Tarot program that I had, but we do a spread, and it's the rose path spread that is very much about self-identification. So anyway, going back to the Fool in Aquarius, this is new beginnings, right? And it's almost like a shock when we see, sorry guys, the lighting is once again weird. It's almost like a shock when we see the Fool, because we know the Fool may be headed towards what? A decline, a death, or something here that appears dangerous, as the dog previous to the Wyatt cards, this was depicted as a wolf. But just trying to warn, really, the Fool not to proceed, that there's dangers ahead. But is it dangerous, right? It may be too risky for the dog, but it's perfectly okay for this person or this being. So when we speak of, I'm going to put this down for a second and maybe put it in the center here so you could see it. Because guys, I am literally sitting on a bar seat really far from this desk, just so that you guys can see the wheel. So it's like holding it up to the camera was like really annoying me. But anyway, going back to the Fool is often depicted as, it could be, this is madness, that they're, going onto the cliff. Well, some people say being a human is mad, right? But the Fool is really a symbol of an expression of our journey through life, our journey through the rose path. And when we start encountering all of these archetypes, we're really getting some wisdom from them. We're really getting some virtues from all of these cards that we traverse and engage with throughout our lives. So this is a really important, this new moon feels for me to be a very important sort of choice point for humanity. And we're ready to do it, man. We're ready to embark on the new path. It's going to be different. It's going to be risky. It may seem foolish, but it's necessary. It's necessary for us to grow into and learn from all of the other archetypes that are waiting for us. I'm going to just take a little bit of tea. So that's one of our cards for this reading today. The other card is this beautiful star card. Obviously, she is the symbol of Aquarius because she is holding the water bearer, right? The waters, which is a symbol over here of Aquarius. So we see it replicated here twice. right? Twice. So the star vibration is often the symbol of hope in a card. When you're doing a spread, this is the first word that's going to come out usually from tarot readers, is that this is hope. It's also inspiration, creativity, calm, contentment, faith, tranquility, enjoyment even. But most importantly, it's faith in the future, right? Aquarius is very much a future-oriented, I'm getting tired again holding this. It's very much a future-oriented zodiac sign. One of the Greek myths, and again, when I teach this one-on-one, maybe I'll do a course on it because a lot of people don't know the myth and the connections with tarot. But this is the myth of Pandora. This is Pandora's box. So we remember the story of Pandora, right? She has this box, she's naive, she opens the box, and all of these maladies fall on humanity. Inside that box is one energy stream that didn't come out of this chest or this box. And she was hope. So in the Greek mythology, questionable of how hope got in there with all of these other maladies. But she was unseen and she was trapped in this box with all of these maladies. She is the quintessential symbol of hope. So as we are traversing these times of war, uncertainties in the United States, actually uncertainties in all these government agencies, government bodies around the world, nation bodies around the world, we have to cling to hope. We have to cling to this star vibration. And one of the things I also want you to notice is that she is, first of all, she's naked, so she's got nothing to hide. It's almost like, well, what else is there? There's nothing else to hide. So I suspect if I'm going to do a collective reading, which I'm not, I promise. But really quickly, if I were, something is going to be revealed here that's for the betterment of humanity with this new moon engagement. But you notice how she's pouring waters into a body of water, a lake. She's also pouring it on the land, and she's kneeling down. This kneeling down means not only that she's grounded, but what do we do? When do we kneel? We kneel when we are before royalty. So Earth is royalty. Earth is what we are to hold in reverence. And these pouring of emotions, right? Waters is emotions. These pourings of emotions is actually nurturing the earth. It's nurturing and sustaining waters and the earth. And notice how this water trickles over to this lake or this body of water. That's symbolizing that how we are on land, our emotional engagement on land affects the waters of the earth. The waters of the earth. Really, really important. Again, there's a lot of symbolism here. I'm not going to go into too much of the esoteric, but there is a lot of symbolism here. There's a little bird here communicating. Where is the bird? Right here. Do you see it? Oh, this camera. Can't get my little wand here. Yeah, so there's a lot of symbolism here. But the most important thing that I feel for this new moon in Aquarius is this thing about the body of water. The body, the human being, the body is really speaking to me, just like the Fool is a symbol of expression of our journey through life. The star is this eternal spring, right? Like this eternal spring. The glare is getting on it. This eternal spring where she's not only the receiver, but she's also the giver of a purification process. Sometimes when people are doing global astrology or politics, this symbolizes the United States, the star. So the star is also one thing we should know, of course. The star is what? The guide. She's the guide. She is a spiritual guide here to provide us with a little bit of faith. And one could say, when this comes out in a reading, that she is the lucky star. The lucky star. Yeah, it's an opportunity for us to flow with truth, with our emotional truth. Okay, but this foretells a very promising card, revelations. Of course, we add the moon in the mix, right? And so we read it like a story. Just tell people you read it like a story. This new moon is about embarking in a new journey where we are going to be shown or revealed things that we were holding in. Can you see the glare? Things that we were holding in secret or not revealing. But the star, which actually only comes out when? At night, right? So these are deep, dark secrets coming out. We'll be shedding some of her light, her wisdom, her energy into some new adventure or new risky proposition. Something on the global scale is coming out, but on an individual scale, this new moon is about connecting to the body, as I said before, revealing something that you had not seen before, because this is a night sky. This is the star energy during the night. It's our only sense of hope with all of this. So yeah, really good, really, really good. So I have a surprise for you in honor of the Dragon Year celebrations, which start tomorrow. I thought it would be a great idea if I did readings with Chinese fortune sticks and tarot, of course, tarot. And Chinese fortune sticks, for those that you don't know, are literally sticks that look like that. And I don't normally play with fortune sticks like with clients. It's not something that I do. But it's something that I do for myself. And I thought it was a great idea to sort of engage a little bit of that energy into this new moon reading. And the way that this works is that there are some traditional themes, which in the Chinese fortune stick oracles, they call it the spirits. And there are 8 symbols that I work with the spirits, according to the teachings. And I've given you a handout so that you can follow through and know what the spirits, and then you can go online and do further research on that. So I want you to know that that's available to you, for you to use. So one of the things that I wanted to do was just try to just focus on that. Just give me a second. Where did I put my, oh my God. Just like, where did I put my cards? And I did shuffle these, but I'm going to shuffle these. And I'm only going to use the sticks and the Arkansas Tarot deck. Again, you have the handouts of your emotional identity, very surface. It's not in depth. I do want to do a little bit more of an in-depth handout on the emotional characters of all of the moons. And hopefully I'll have that done by, I don't know. You guys are keeping me on my toes because I get emails or I get DMs like, are you going to do the new moon reading? So it's like, oh, yes, of course I am. I have it on my schedule. But remember what I said, I'll do it either the day before the new moon or full moon, day of, or day after. I'm really trying to keep it so that we are in tandem with the energies. Okay. Moon in Aquarius. Reading. Global. The other thing I wanted to share was that I'm going to start as we progress and sort of move forward together. You're going to be learning a lot more, and I'm going to be revealing a lot more as we move through. And I'm going to really focus my energy on the people that are following me, because I've noticed that my energy kind of like spread thin. And this is just me as an oracle of what's happening. And I was really like going out into the ethers, and I really need to like focus and concentrate. So don't be surprised if this particular reading really resonates more than the other ones. It's because I did prayer work and really focused on the people that are following me, because I want you to get it and engage with it, etc. And I think that I'm going to continue the tradition of speaking about the moon in particular with whatever the moon sign is in the video before this, so that I could save time. All right. Let's see. Let's move this down, put it in the center, and you know how it goes. I will be drawn to one or the other, take notes. The PDF journal has very specific about body engagement and identifying your emotions through the body. Do that. Also write which ones apply to you, and again, see what happens. The whole point of this is that we want to tap into the joy. We want to tap into the happiness. By the way, I don't know if I explained this before. Okay, let me just pull this out here for a second. But when you are dealing with a challenging emotions, as I was, you want to look at the opposite sign of yours for the key to how to handle those challenging emotions. So this is why all of the zodiacs are actually important. As somebody was asking me if I could timestamp the readings, and I don't want to do that because I really want you to be present to the entire reading and really get what's going on. I don't exist in a vacuum, and neither do you. And this is a perfect combination to have about Aquarius, right? Because Aquarius is this big picture, global engagement versus the individual, right? But you keep your individual identity, but you also recognize that the whole is important to the singular. So for me, remember, my moon is in Libra when it comes to Vedic. And what I see it is, this is a very specific understanding that I have about my soul matrix. I have my moon in Scorpio, which is very specific to, it's like I say it, it's like the big picture view of what's happening to me on the day to day. So take grieving and what was going on. I was really feeling imbalanced, right? I was really feeling panicky. I couldn't control my emotions. I felt like, oh, this is too deep, right? This is that Scorpio too deep. What am I feeling? What am I sensing? The opposite is exactly what my friend said, which was stay with the emotion. So I had to be Aryan in that way. I had to confront the emotion in order to move through the challenge. So me taking a gummy, and maybe this is why I couldn't find the damn thing. And then when I spoke to one of the staff members of where I live, he was like, dude, they literally sell it right across the street. So I thought that whole experience was funny, but I really needed to sit with it. I needed to engage this. The Aries had the key to my moving past those emotions. And then on the flip side, right, what am I digging up? These deep, dark emotions of grief over my mom. What did I need to do? Well, Taurus is right across here. So Taurus was ground, be on earth, remember where you are. Taurus, the way that they engage emotions is to be in the space of gratitude for everything that they have. So I needed to switch it up and be in the space of gratitude that I'm here, gratitude that my mom gave me so much wisdom, gratitude. And then at the same time, confront the fact that I'm still grieving, that I was still grieving and that it was okay. I was feeling like, oh my God, I can't go over there and make it worse and cry and da-da-da. No, it was okay. I needed to confront that. And it was just funny how I really just felt the energy of my nervous system, because it was like a precursor to the Aquarian new moon in Aquarius, really speaking through the body. Okay. So I just wanted to bring that out because that's very much this different way of handling and being, right? Not so much staying in the insular, but understanding how do the other zodiac signs deal with emotions. What's the key? What do I need to do? Right? So the key was right in front of my face, but I wasn't paying attention to it. It took me 2 days to get over that. Like it just took me back to a really sad space. All right, so let's, oh no, I need to keep the wand here because I'm so perched up like a bird up here. So what I'm going to do is, let's do this first, just to save some time. And we can start with Aries and just lay them all out. And as we go around, we will flip them. And I would normally do the sticks for a couple of, maybe I can still do it, but then I'd have, because it's not enough. All right, I can't do what I thought I could do. Never mind. All right. Okay. So normally I would throw these up in the air, close my eyes and pick 3 out. But we can't do that in this space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to pick 3 for each. We'll start with Aries. I am opening my eyes to throw them because they have to be in the sequence. If I start throwing them there and with my eyes closed, I won't know which ones came out first. So here, and this is for Aries, right? So we're dealing with Aries. This is the energy of wind. Wind. So what is wind? Wind is the spirit that is subtle. It's gentle, right? So for this new moon, you're asked to be gentle with yourself. Let's see what the card is. You've got justice, right? Honor. Proceed with honor. Proceed with really a sense. This is one of the an important virtue. Really proceed with a sense of self-respect is what I heard, right? Proceed with a sense of self-respect. Proceed in an honorable way. I am being drawn to that because I keep using the word proceed, right? So go on this new journey in a very honor yourself. Let's see. How do I do right? So what you want to do is you start honoring yourself. Proceed in this new adventure or begin a new adventure with a sense of honor. Whenever I see the justice, this is the justice card. Whenever I see the justice card, I always tell people, you will receive justice. If there's been an injustice, you will receive it. You do have to take a risk, however. You do have to make a leap. You do have to jump off and proceed accordingly. So when we're dealing with the wind, like I said, the what is the wind? The wind permeates areas that we can't even see, right? So understand that you are being protected with that energy of the wind. Don't try to control so much. You just want to release. And you want to be living in the space of literal faith here, right? Don't despair. And also don't be in the space of, I'm gonna take this to court, like that. Aries, right? Like this is Aries energy. You already want to go into a battle. You want to like fight, fight, fight. And you may have to. It's just that you're being asked to do it in a way that's gentle, because we don't know exactly what's ahead. And remember what I said, whenever we see mountains can be challenges, but it can also be blessings and nourishment. So we don't know what's really ahead, but we want to keep within that rose path. We want to keep within that higher intelligence, right? We want to keep in that space where, for me, the rose signifies receiving. Anytime I see the white, it's receiving higher guidance. It is, for me, this crown chakra and above that have these really light frequency colors for me. So yeah, this new moon is about you being like the wind more so than a hurricane. It's like a really subtle, gentle wind. That's the spirit that guides you for this new moon in Aquarius. And sorry, I keep hitting you hear that little sound? That's me hitting the key on the desk. I'll figure this thing out eventually. Meaning the camera and the seating, the whole thing. Like literally my back is hurting right now. All right. So the next up is Taurus. You're reading on Taurus. Who's the spirit accompanying you? Taurus. This is actually the lake. The spirit of the lake is with you. Lovely. So I'm already drawn to that, but let's see what the tarot card actually is. Look at that. Look at that. This is the Queen of Cups. And where is she? At a lake. So obviously my intuition on that was right. Like this is about you being the literal star. You are being asked to perform or to be in the spotlight, etc., with your emotions intact. So you're really, again, like I said, I'm going to focus on the people that are following me on the YouTube. If you have a Taurus moon, you are really getting this. You are really studying this. You are really getting it. You are really regulating your emotions here because you want to what? Receive information. The spirit of the lake is the water symbol. When we talk about the Chinese fortune sticks, this is a water symbol, but it's the water that accumulates, right? So this is nothing new what's going on. This is actually something you've either been studying, you've been learning from, you've been filling up your well with this kind of flow of information. So lovely. You are really now guiding your emotions to what? To acquire the knowledge from above. From above. Woo. Taurus people. Oh, and by the way, somebody DM'd me on Instagram, and they asked me. They said that they understood that I was focusing on emotions, but they asked me, is it possible that other cards are speaking to their other aspects of their zodiac, like the sun or their ascendant? And I'm not focusing on that. I'm really trying to focus on the emotional aspects for the reasons that I've shared so far, and there will be more reasons why that's important. Emotions is what? Water energy. Symbolically, water is happening what? There's the waters of the earth are speaking as loudly as loudly as the planets are to me. So there's something here going on. We need to start regulating our emotions. We can't live in the space of conspiracy theories. We can't live in the space of media. We can't allow that to disrupt what? Our nervous system. Okay, so I'm focusing on that. Now, can you look at these other aspects and say, hey, that kind of applies to my son? Sure, but then I would invite you to switch it from emotions to, like, let's say this is your son in Taurus. Then you want to switch it up to, okay, it's not about me receiving, it's about me doing something, because the sun energy is the male energy, which is an active force. So I would read that differently, and I would say, you need to go into meditation. You need to center yourself, right? But we're talking about emotion, so it's almost like a soul reading. It's a little bit different. But yes, you can do it if you're skilled enough to look at those different elements and look at the reading differently, and then focus on the images that are coming through. All right. Gemini, you're next. Is that another lake? That is. Oh, and by the way, you always want to hold, like when you're doing this, the bottom ones are the ones that are, you have the blank ones, but the top, you always want to keep it all red, because then you won't know which ones you're pulling out. But yes, this is another lake energy. And again, the lake is the spirit of this combination is the spirit of the lake. And for me, this feels like for you, Gemini, this feels like a gathering place, right? Lakes are where we go to gather, have a picnic. Where? By the lake. It's a gathering place is what I'm getting for you. So it's a space where you have sort of cheerful interactions. So you may want to just go by a lake and see what the lake has to share with you. Look at that, straightforward. This is a new idea wanting to come forward, right? This is a new beginning, a new way of thinking. Even I obviously have to be drawn to the Fool card. Did I do the Fool card? Why? Because the Fool signifies new beginnings. It signifies a new start. And the Ace of Swords is all about a straightforward action. This is like, I know what I want to do. I know what I need to experience. I know where I want to head. So it's very determined. The Ace of Swords is very determined, very much like this Fool energy. So allow this idea of, or the spirit of the lake, to really sort of guide you into this bigger group or a gathering place where you are not only experiencing your pleasures, but you are doing something that is pleasing, a new experience for you, that's pleasing for that which is a new experience for you. Obviously, sword is about communication. You are the communication sign. So this new moon, if you've got to say something, you've got to express it, be straightforward. Don't play around. Take the risk and communicate it. And you might want to do it by a lake. Nice. All right. Oh, maybe I should use the, should I use this and just shake it? Maybe that's, no, because then that's not wide enough. If it was wide next time. Well, I don't know about use. I'm pretty sure my friends, my Asian friends are like, since when does Ingrid know how to read Chinese forks and sticks? Since forever. I just do it for myself. I don't use it for my clients or my friends. Okay, close your eyes. Are you kidding me? Wow, 3 lakes in a row. The importance of water in this reading is obviously paramount. We've got the water bearers. We are being called to carry the waters. We are being called collectively. I mean, I don't get readings like that even when I'm doing it on in my own journals. Like, we are being called to carry the waters. Okay? Really just powerful. The lake is another symbol of, for you, Cancer, which is up next, is another symbol. This is actually healing your emotions. This water, the lake, the spirit of the lake in the Chinese fortune sticks is about healing. Healing what? Healing those aspects of yourself that brings in joy and laughter and pleasure. How awesome is that? That's what I'm getting for you. And by you, I mean everyone who has a moon in Cancer. Ah, my God, this is a Princess of Cups, right? So we've got a Queen of Cups over there, and this is a Princess of Cups. This is again emotions. This is again water. It's telling you, don't stop dreaming. For this new moon, obviously, then I'm called here for this new moon, right? Because it's wish upon a star. This is literally the card. Stargazer, I mean, hello, Stargazer is wishing upon the star, right? This is, when I designed this is about wishing upon a star, to not give up, to not lose hope. So you are really, Cancers, you are really being called, and I'm tapping into one energy that I'm sensing in the group that follows. You are really being called to not lose hope. Not lose hope in what? Your dreams. Oops, your dreams. That which makes you happy. Oh, beautiful. And part of you regulating your emotions is to literally stay in the space of dreaming. Oh, that was actually really beautiful, Cancer. They all have deep messages. Just moving it really well on my end. Try something from inside. Pull two. Okay, we got something else. We've got a mountain. Spirit of the mountain is going to be accompanying who? Those with the moon in Leo. So again, remember what I said, when we see mountains, the mountain signifies challenges, but it can also signify reflections, right? So for you, I feel like this mountain spirit is speaking about reflection. It is speaking about overcoming some sort of obstacle for this new moon. That's what it feels like to me. Let's see what your card is. Self-investment. Invest in yourself. And perhaps that's how you overcome the obstacles, right? You can't make this up. This is the Prince of Pentacles. And what is he doing? He is reflecting. He is studying. He is investing in himself. You cannot make this up. This is having to do with, again, because I'm focusing on the body, this does have to do for me about the body. And what is the mountain? This is a body of land, right? The body of land. This has to do with your body. So there's a reflection here that I need to do with my body, to invest in my body in order to what? This is obviously the star vibration. In order to what? In order to bring in the fruits of your labor. Obviously, for me, I talked earlier about how the star is what? She's pouring water into the body, the land itself, the body of the land in the water. So this is about the body. So for you, the spirit of the mountain is really guiding you to do something where you can not only be in the space of reflection, But remember that all mountains can be climbed, right? It's just that whatever this is that's going on, whether it's a health issue or not, this is just temporary. We need to be in the space that is allowing us to make sound decisions about our bodies. And if we have to do a little research, then do a little research, because that's what he's asking you to do. Beautiful. Who's up next? I forgot. This is Virgo. Okay. Wow, Virgo, you got literally water. This is the spirit of water. When we have all the reds in the bottom, this is the symbol of water in the Chinese fortune stick readings. Wow. This water is an adventurous spirit. Water teaches us how to flow through difficult times and in good times. That's the message. That's the message. Passion into action. I mean, obviously, we have the word action here, so it's the Fool, right? Adventurers. I was just, my impression of this is that you've been very patient with something, Virgo. You've been very patient. You've been seeding something that you are ready to either harvest or that has harvested, and you're now ready to take this to the next level. Yeah, you're ready to take it to the next level. You know, when I see this, this is obviously about money, right? Before I would have said this is about body because that's where my focus is for this Aquarian, but this actually feels about money to me. So perhaps money will flow like water for you this coming energy of the new moon in Aquarius, right? Just don't forget to take the risk. Don't forget to take it. I almost felt like be risky, but also save money. Be risky, but save money. Go on the new adventure, but save money, because I'm being drawn to his little sack here, which is usually food, nourishment and food, right, that he's taking. So I just, you know, you've gotten so much out of the hard work that you've put in. Just don't blow it all. Maybe that's what, you know, you've already flown. The waters have taken you or are taking you out of difficult times into the good times. Beautiful. Virgo. Next one is Libras. Moons in Libras. Let me take a little sip of tea. All right. Are you kidding me? This is another lake. All right, so you know what we're all going to do, right? Everybody here listening, paying attention to this, we are all going to go to some lake because we want to activate her. We want to activate the star in us. There's no way. I mean, this is just too weird. Statistically, it's just weird that the same comes out all the time, and I'm trying to pick it from different locations. Where am I? Oh, Libra. So again, cheerful interactions. This is what I feel for you. This is an exchange. Cheerful interactions near the lake gathering, this is the spirit that's coming through to have cheerful interactions, or what the new moon is bringing you. Sharpness, be very, I feel like it's you got to be very specific and very sharp with your communication. I'm gonna go with I don't know. I'm feeling, I was gonna say I'm gonna go with the star. Let's go with the star. I was hesitating because I'm like, does the moon, because this is like I saw one, right? So I was like, does it mean that the fool is sharp? But the fool is not sharp. So it's got to be her. It's got to be the star. And the stars are what's sharp. When we look up at the stars, can be very bright, very sharp. We do want to be gentle with the way that we communicate, right? Or how we communicate, right? Because whenever we see the Queen of Swords, oops, sorry, I'm holding it. My hand hurts. I hit myself again. Whenever we see the Queen of Swords, she's ready to go into battle. But with the star right next to her, she's being guided not to do that, not to speak up. And when I'm seeing what's, across, it's the Aries. It's like there's something going on with this Aries and Libra point, wanting to either fight or engage, or, and we're really being guided. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. Let's be in the spirit of the lake, right? Let's be in the spirit of the lake, where our communications are gentle, right? Where we let the stars guide us, right? That's where, and our sharpness needs to be to keep our focus up here on hope, not focus on something that's beyond, like a mountain or problems, etc. All right, that's your guidance. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe if I do that. Oops. Maybe not. It's just falling. Okay. All right, so we're doing Scorpio energy here. Scorpio, you know what you just got? And I have to say that it's the star vibration, because this is what it is. This is the spirit of heaven. This is the spirit of creative energy in action. So that's why I said I was being drawn to the star, because it's heaven. Stars, that's where the stars are. And it's also, heaven is a feminine engagement in Chinese sticks. Okay. Sustained satisfaction. I'm relating this to myself because I'm Scorpio, but I almost felt like emotional occur. Like for me, this is very literal, but I know that there are other moon and Scorpios, but for me, this is very literal. This is about my family in heaven, right? This card is about being satisfied with the emotional connections I've received from the heavens. I'm going to continue to stay with the star vibration here. They're just like with Scorpio energy, we have to make amends, or we have to connect in some way with family. This is where tarot can be very deep into the esoterics, understanding that these constellations are in fixed star locations, and that our family and our systems of even the zodiac signs are fixed in the sky, right? So there is some sort of engagement here with the spiritual quality of heaven coming in through the Chinese fortune sticks. This is also a quality of leadership. So in your family, you are the leader. You are the leader, and you're here to perceive the world in a different way, but still in a benevolent form. Yeah, that's what I got. That last part was the reading. Because initially I was, I can get in my own way. But that last part was the reading. Just let it flow. Okay. Next, we're going into the Sag moon. Dun, dun, dun. My Jack is killing me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this video situation. Okay, eyes. Something's coming out through the bottom, actually. Oops, maybe not. All right, that one wants to come out. One wants to come out. Wow, guys, the lake again. The lake. This feels like a laughter point right now. So actually the quality of the lake is laughter, right? Because it's the gathering place where everybody's cheerful and interacting. So I'm gonna lean towards the full, but we'll see what happens. I just heard laughter at this point, probably my own, but yeah. Oh, well, you wouldn't say that that's funny because that's the death card, but it is something new. So I'm going to go with my initial instinct of the fool here with this laughter situation. So we've got normally, you're like, oh, the death is so serious. People, I'd like to, like when you have a one-on-one with me and it's like all bets are off and I'm like totally relaxed, you probably will laugh more than anything else. Like this is one of those cards that everybody's, oh no, I got the death card. Oh, it just means renewal, people. Just relax. It literally means you got to kill something that's not working for you. You've got to go on a new adventure. So for you people with a with a Sag moon, it's like stop already. Like cut it out with joy, with happiness, with laughter. It's not the end of the world. Life actually continues. That's the whole joke of this card. It's not the end of the world, right? If you're listening to it, these are lessons learned. We continue, but you are going on a new adventure, but you can't get on the new adventure, my friend, if you holding on to the past. You can't go on this new journey if you allow the doggy to hold you back. So for you, this new moon in Aquarius is really telling you to cut it out. Don't dwell on it too much. Just move on and let's go on this new adventures. We don't know what's headed on the other side. Beautiful. But I did hear laughter. So the spirit of the lake is telling you to laugh about it, to not be in the space of drama, which is so if there's one sign here that can do that, it's definitely the moon in Sagittarius. Okay. Next up, moon in Capricorn. Wow, another heaven. So we've gotten lots of lakes, heaven. I think somebody got a mountain, right? So for me, this is the quality of perceiving the world from a different perspective, right? Heaven is up. This camera, I mean to point up, right? It's up looking down. So it's looking at something from a different perspective. That's the spirit that's coming with you on this new moon in Aquarius energy. Let's see what you got. Conquered with kindness. I did want to say that I was moving towards the Fool. Conquered with kindness, right? So this is interesting to me because we got the Queen of Cups, the Princess of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Princess of Swords. So that's a very interesting, just collectively, of what's going on here. So definitely the female energy, which is what the star vibration is about. It is about the feminine qualities. And also with heaven. So there's a double whammy here with like that feminine energy really speaking finally to the Capricorn. So conquered with kindness, go on this new adventure, but be kind, be gentle with yourself, you know, be that rose engagement, right? You want to be moving forward with that energy, right, of the rose. However, when we see the princess, she's still walking around with her sword. So you just want to make sure that others are not using you, don't see you as a pushover. You do want to show them that you have the sword, but you got to be, it's almost like you got to be smarter about the situation than they expect, whatever that situation is. Interesting. Aquarius, this is your moon. Let's see what's going on for you, babe. I'm going to start pushing them down and see what comes out. Oh, come on. Really? The lake again? All right, here we go, guys. Again, this new moon in Aquarius is no joke. It's no joke. Where is she? At a lake. So I'm no longer like, I know the lake is telling me to gather, be in a fun place, but now I'm like in a little bit of a freak out mode. So for you Aquarius individuals, this is no joke for you. This new moon in Aquarius, you're going to feel it, you're going to engage with it. I need you to just overflow with joy as much as possible. Be in a space of cheeriness as much as possible, because if you don't, this overflow can start affecting your nervous system, right? So you want to pace yourself. There's like a lot of excitement, a lot of electricity, a lot of jolts happening here for the moons in Aquarius. That's what I am feeling. That's what I am feeling. Let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, you guys. Look at that. It's the hope card. Okay? It's the hope card. So obviously we got to pull the hope star card on this. I mean, you just cannot, I could not have made this up, right? Like you saw me shut, like that's crazy to me. That's absolutely, I'm getting goosebumps. I don't know. You're finally ready to land an idea. You're finally accomplishing, you have more in line. You're finally accomplishing. You finally are feeling hope. You're finally feeling faith. You finally see it. Something in your life is actually making sense for you. It's actually already prepared you for this moment in time. So watch this new moon in Aquarius, take notes, journal your experience, be in it, because there's an opportunity here that's coming your way for you to land some more of those amazing ideas that you've got in your treasure. And again, in designing this, I did the opposite of like the hope, you know, like instead of the maladies coming out, you bring up hope. You, moon in Aquarius people, are giving us hope. Yeah, I just got a different hit on something else that's more global. How we're going to start putting the swords away. So let's see what happens. There might be one big, and then we're going to We're going to put the swords away. But yeah, oh my God, the lake. I'm going to the lake tomorrow. I'm going to find a lake and I'm going there. All right. Last and never least, moon in Pisces, people. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, I have a lot of Pisces everywhere, so I'm feeling this particular new moon in Aquarius. I can't see how another moon in Pisces person who's really all about the feelings is not really engaged in it. Let's see. Something. Take that out. All right. Wow. Pisces. People, listen up. We need to ground. This is the spirit of Earth. The spirit of Earth. So obviously I'm being drawn here because this is where I saw the Earth, but let's see what your card says. It may not be that. Oh, wow. Manifesting with heart. This is the King of Cups. King of Cups. Beautiful. So the spirit of Earth is the spirit that nourishes and I still am going to stick with the star because of the Chinese stick readings. So for me, the spirit of Earth nourishes everything. It is a feminine engagement. This is why we refer to the Earth as Mother Earth. This is where we are called to receive from the Earth, right? Which is a very receptive energy. It's about the female aspect. We are called to be super willing to receive. One of the things about whenever I see the King of, and this says manifesting with heart, right? But it's the King of Cups. Whenever I see this in a reading, this king gives everybody everything they want. Like I always tell people, they get confused because they think that the King of Pentacles, because it's money, has all of the riches. No, that's just like an energy that has like the showing. They show their riches. This mofo here, he's wealthy. This is like generational wealth for me. And one of the things that happens with generational wealth that I've experienced is that whoever's holding that wealth tends to manipulate others in order to have the others do what they want, to do their bidding, and then that king gives them what they want. But it's only because that other person did what they demanded. So here I'm sharing this for some reason, I don't know why, but here let's flip it. Let's flip that energy and be like, no, you, moon in Pisces, can be the manifester with heart. You don't need someone to manipulate your emotions. You don't need that person that's holding what they think is your perceived wealth, or maybe you think they are holding your perceived wealth. That's BS. You've got the earth energy here. This is the spirit that nourishes everything. It's following you. So don't depend on somebody else. They don't got what you need. The earth has what you need. They don't have your wealth. You've got your wealth. You see where I'm going with this? There's a belief system here that we need to switch, that the other has what you need to be nourished. This new moon in Aquarius is asking you, can you believe in a different way and understand that your nourishment comes from above, comes from the beyond, doesn't come from an individual. Okay? Well, that was deep. Yeah, that's it. That's the reading for the new moon in Aquarius. I am going to throw these the sticks. I want to do a quick Chinese fortune stick reading for the collective. Only, it's not for you guys. It's just I want to know what's going on here. So that's how I would normally do it. Then I would close my eyes, pick one, close another, something here, two. Close my eyes, pick three. What have I got here? Oh my God. Guys, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but that was thunder. So for collective reading, this is the energy of thunder, which actually ironically is associated with Uranus. I'm just taking this out. It's associated with Uranus. And you'll see that over here. So this is the spirit energy of thunder. This thing stirs up order. It gives birth to some strength that's supernatural. It is a huge undertaking for the purposes of expansion. This is thunder for the collective. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to now go into my automatic writing, try to find out what that's all about, but you guys can do the same. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a surprise for you. I do have a Lunar New Year reading focused on the dragon. I will upload that tomorrow, tomorrow evening, and I will try to, hopefully the upload on this one will be successful. I've been having a little bit of trouble. So I'm actually recording this on Zoom because it records pretty easy, and then maybe I can just upload it directly to YouTube. All right. Let me know what you guys are thinking and if you're enjoying it. Chat soon. Bye-bye.